So I'm back again to continue off my discussion on my last video. Here's the thing. Why do you think Israel pushed Congress to merge the U.S. military with their intelligence? Because they're running scared. They know the American public's opinion is turning on them. And that's because the American people are realizing that their taxes are paying for Israel's war experiments, Israel's bombing Palestine, Iran, Lebanon, all the Middle East. Okay? They're effectively trying to take over everything with our taxpayer money's help. And the American people are realizing this. They're also realizing, too, that why we get denied basic needs in this country, why we have a failing healthcare system, why our communities are falling apart, why we're not investing in things anymore in America. We're paying for the constituents of Israel to get taken care of. Their country, their people get healthcare, education, childcare. Their material needs get met as a populace. And obviously the Israel constituents, I don't know where their mindset is, but apparently they have a very high approval rating of Donald Trump. And I really just, I'm trying to be as pragmatic as possible on here because I don't want to get myself into trouble. But honestly, Trump should go be the president of Israel since they like him so much. You know, honestly, I'm just over it. Like, the thing is, he's doing everything that the Prime Minister of Israel is telling him to do. You know, which it's no secret that he obviously has a lot of dirt on Trump. We kind of already know that. So, you know, and we've learned over time, the corrupt entities within the Israeli government and the Mossad government and the E-Class. There's so much going on beyond the surface. But now they're trying to start wars all over the world with our taxpayer money. Okay? And all these politicians, we're realizing, are connected to all this. And they're still defending it. And they know public opinion is effectively turned against it. Because what I forgot to mention also, highlighted in those numbers, the overall numbers is 55% of the American public, 55% overall supports reducing or eliminating funding to Israel aid, which honestly is a common sense position. Now, believe it, at one point, the media, the propagandists, every institution in America would vilify people and call them anti-Semitic or say it's a far-left position. Well, what are you going to say to 55% of the population now that are now coming to the same level on this position that the rest of us are? You're going to call 55% of the population anti-Semitic, far-left fringe loony? No, you're not, because that's too many people to go against. Okay? It's not fringe to believe that we want our resources spent at home abroad, and that we do not support the war experiment of another country, and we do not support continuing to support aid for a country that's not only committing war crimes, but also using that money to take care of their constituents instead of us taking care of our needs at home. Think about the logic there. That's a common sense position to have. That's not a radical position. To want to keep your taxpayer money at home is not a radical position. So we could completely spend this conversation on foreign policy and domestic politics here. And trust me, it's going to go across partisan lines. Because one thing I'm going to tell you is the majority of the country, they do care about one thing. That's their pocketbook. All right. So all you out there that are siding with the pro-Zionist mindset, just know majority of the public's not on your side anymore. And the argument against your position is only getting stronger, because you will see people will vote based on this issue. It's a big issue right now. Obviously, more elections have to happen to wake some of these people up. But there's no amount of AIPAC money, there's no amount of corporate money, there's no amount of propaganda you guys are going to push to stop the tidal wave of resistance of a true pro-people's movement and a pro-peace movement in this country. Because people are fed up. And it's not just a partisan issue anymore. It is crossing party lines. It's also independent voters out there in America. It's generational. The younger generation sees this for what it is. Okay. Again, if you guys feel like throwing away all your money on all these political races, by all means do it. It ain't going to do you much good, though, at this point. You know? So, AIPAC or whatever other group out there, waste your money. Waste away. Our campaign system's already corrupt as it is. And to make an add insult to injury, the court just gave a go-ahead to do Citizens United on steroids. So now we're going to see a more insane amount of ads and campaign and political spending. It wasn't already bad enough. You know, so by all means, go ahead. I don't know how far it's going to get you guys, but America's waking up, baby. We're waking up. You know, accountability is coming. You know, and I just want to let everybody know accountability is going to happen. Accountability is coming. I've not gotten every prediction right in my life because I believe what I wanted to believe instead of looking at the signs. But this is the signs that it's going to happen. It's not just what I feel. It's actually what's happening right now. I feel it in the ground. I feel the mood in the air. But people are waking up. And they're finally coming around to the same position that a lot of us had all along. I mean, you know, woke, speaking of woke, I've been woke for about a decade. Okay? Proudly woke. But it turns out about 55% of the population is pretty much woke now, too, at this point. So I don't know what they're going to have to say to that. You know? I mean, again, it's always been about the issue, stupid. And that's the thing. You have to turn everything into a personal story with a charisma form of connection to the people. Okay. And explain stuff effectively where people understand it. Again, common sense is not a partisan issue. Okay? Not wanting to spend money on wars abroad is a common sense issue. It's not a partisan issue. The reason why the gatekeepers continue to politicize every issue is they want to continue to divide the country and keep us distracted from the bigger issue that's in front of us. Because if they know the people wake up to what's actually going on, they're going to act accordingly. They're going to protest. They're going to sign petitions. They're going to go to their state capital houses, and they're going to go directly try to talk to their elected officials. They're going to protest. They're going to go out and vote in primaries and general elections for candidates that better represent their values. They know this. They know this. And they're also going to use their social media and whatever other form of power they have at their hands. And that is what the gatekeepers feared all along. But I got news for y'all. The cat's already out of the bag. Anyways, y'all, you have a great day. You have a great night. Goodbye.